Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome in to the CSC Racing League. My name is Soji Sakata. I'm the S in CSC, and tonight it's the CSC Touring Championship. That's right, our signature variety series is back for another week of racing. And that means some fun action on track. Tonight, we have the NASCAR Monster Energy era Generation 6 Cup cars, and we're live from Michigan International Speedway. Should be a good one. This big 2-mile oval is an absolute ripper. It's actually a mix of an intermediate and a super speedway by the way it drives in these cars. That being said, you can go almost flat out, and drafting will matter. But it's not banked enough to where you can just hold her wide open. There is some technique involved as well, so it's a very interesting mix. As we watch the 5 of Hilker, and the car directly ahead of him, that's the 18 car. Normally he's the 45. That's Xavier Sanchez in that Kyle Busch Caramel M&M's tribute car. Get back to Hilker's car there. That appears to be an old Terry Labonte scheme. It's always fun when we go back. Oh, Derek knows he's on camera. He takes out Xavier. Oh, man. Oh, man, that's chaos already. And that has killed the 5 car. Luckily, still practice with 20 minutes to go. We've got plenty of time. So, should be a good time. Let's check out our top results in qualifying, or in practice right now. Top car on the board, Cameron Romano, 39.278. In the number 15, that is the W Energy Machine up there. He has your top spot on the board. Second fastest in the other Kyle Busch. Uh-oh, is that another 18 car? No, 13. He's got his number right. Good. So if he has 18 as well, that's going to be a long night. But that is Chris Hood, 39.467. I'm third fastest on the night in my old school livery from like 2 years ago I forgot to change. That's I ran 39.476, so you guys will get to experience a little bit of what it's like out there at somewhat close to race pace. Brian Moore in the 10 car, 39.494. He's fourth at the moment, technically third, not counting me. Hilker in that 5 car, 39.498. Nathan Cook in the now destroyed Bubba Wallace tribute. He's waiting for some repairs on that one. Not sure why he's just not getting a new car. Either way, 39.513. Greenlee in the Fallout Mustang, 39.585. Big showing from Ford here tonight. Oh my God! What a hit! Golly! Either way, and then Xavier Sanchez, of course, we already covered in that Caramel M&M's car, 39.746. So, definitely some, let's go to the most, let's actually focus on crashes. That'd be a good thing. Definitely some variety on track tonight. Whoa, as he gets a little piece of that wall. Let's see how many cars we have of each. We have a Toyota, a Chevy, Ford, Toyota, so that's 2. Ford, Toyota. So I think that's 3 Fords, 3 Toyotas, and a Chevy. Make that 4 Fords. So lots of cars out here tonight, but really only seeing 1 Chevy and one Chevy, and then 3 Toyotas. So 3, 6, 8. I'm missing somebody. Cooks is Toyota, Derek, Brian, Chris, Cameron. Who am I missing? Toyota. Oh no, I said 4 Mustangs. Yeah. 4 Mustangs, 3 Toyotas, and a Chevy in the field tonight. Heavy on the blue ovals. That kind of makes sense, though, in the land of the American automaker. Of course, Michigan International, very, very close to Detroit, the land of Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler. Let's go out and take a look at this 2-mile oval track. Go for a ride around this place. Pit exit is actually here. There at that blue cone. Hello, Chris. I see you up there in the chat. Not in Twitch chat, but in the iRacing chat. Certainly a different place to get a message. But as you can see, very, very, very wide track. Nearly 5 lanes of asphalt to use. Plenty of room and real estate to work with. However, you can't run all the way up on the fence here without progressive banking. This track is just not fast enough to support it. Turn in at about that first set of wheel and caution lights. We're going to hold it all the way wide open as we come through turn 1. Should be able to maintain most of this speed coming out. I don't have a towing partner or a draft partner right now, so I'm not going to get as good of a run as I'd like to. But, same thing, we're going to turn in at the beginning of that black logo on the back stretch there, because the front you could turn in a little earlier on. Oh, we got Frank Winesett joining in too. Good, we got one more. Come on, that'll be my fastest lap yet. 39.330 for me on the board now. That's my fastest lap of the session. I don't have to care about long-term speed right now, burning up these tires. I don't think I can catch Romano without a drafting partner, though. He's just too fast. Back stretch is straight here, but the front stretch is one big rolling arc. So, being able to make the most of that big rolling arc on your exit like so, right out to the wall. And then it is legal to dip below that white line. Really get aggressive on that lap time. Whoa! Woohoo! Hello. Problem is, the longer it goes already, that's only been, what, 3 laps? I already cannot run that wide open lap time I could before. Fast laps will be set on cold tires tonight unless you have a drafting partner. Without somebody to draft, it does not work. I can roll this high side as much as I want to, but unfortunately it is not going to be very fast up here. We have Xavier Sanchez in hot pursuit. I'm actually going to rip fence here. Let's see if Xavier can get by me on the underside and give me a little bit of a tow. This is the preferred line in the next gens. However, in these cars, they are grippy enough. As you can see, it is not a good idea in these cars. These cars very, very different to the cars you're used to driving if you're any kind of familiar with the next gen. That is what you don't want to do. Very bad corner for me. Mono wrecked on the front stretch there. However, with my situation, I can get a good tow from Sanchez coming up the front stretch here. Woohoo! A little bit of a wall tap there. Roll out of that throttle just a little bit. Should be a bang perfect exit. Sanchez, though, with the better tires. Well, maybe not. He came out the same time as I did, so he's just been managing his equipment a little bit better than I have. On the bottom, there's Hilker. This car is going to be difficult to pass for certain. However, it can be done. I've overcooked it. See if we can get a push from the 8 car here. I knocked the toe out of it pretty bad. I don't think it's going to drive very well going down into 4. I'm going to rip the high. That has actually meatballed me, folks. Wow, really? I must have punctured a tire or something. I'll be curious to see why that was a meatball. It's a good time to get a look at the pit stops here. 3 minutes of 29 seconds of optional repair, mandatory repairs. I don't know why I keep saying optional. Take a look at the front end of this car. Rear chase. So these cars definitely a little bit on the fragile side. This was enough right here, this right front damage. That was enough to get me meatballed. Amazingly. I'm stunned by that. That's just not that much damage. Huh. There goes the tire back on. I'll be darned. I would never have guessed that that was a meatball worthy. Well, either way, definitely a fast racetrack, very difficult racetrack, and as the tires wear out, the track is going to race differently. The first couple laps are going to be full of aggression, and once that aggression dies out and the tires wear out, we'll really start to see people's true colors. Back to TV camera 2. Let's roll through some... Oh my goodness! What a thing to cut back to. Aye! Cut back to Chris Hood here on track. 13 car, putting in some laps. Let's see if anybody's gotten any faster. Hood definitely is in... no. 39.467. That's still his fast lap. No real change on the board so far. Moore, Hilker, Cook, Greenlee. We do have Frank Winesett joining the session, but he has not joined the track yet. He is still loading into the lobby right now. So no real changes on the board at the moment. Let's pan through some of our other drivers here and see where they're running. Hilker down in that first asphalt groove. That's coming off a 1 because I can see the blue pit cone there. As he runs past all the Firekeepers Casino logos down the backstretch. Greenlee. Not exactly sure where he's going right now. By the state of that car, nowhere fast. Sanchez getting his Camry warmed up for the night. Got to make sure that caramel is flowing smooth. I just recently learned that Eminem is spelled E-M-I-N-E-M because his initials are M-M for Marshall Mathers. Things I didn't know till I was in my late 20s. Your random weird fact of the day because I'm looking at an M&M's card and that came to mind. So if you didn't know, now you know. So we watched that M&M's car. Speaking of, there's the other one. Oh, and there's Winesett on track. What is that paint scheme? Is that an orange monster scheme? Hey, yo! It is an orange Monster Energy old school scheme. That car looks sick. I quite like that. That is a sharp looking machine. Orange and black. Hard to go wrong. I like how he's accented the front grille with the orange in the, like, that signature Camry swoop on this generation. That is a sharp looking paint scheme. I like that. There's more M&Ms from the 13 Hood. At least they're different M&M schemes. That's going to help. I got peanut and caramel.
Lizard.
Hello, Cameron. Thank you for redeeming the lizard with your 1,000 lug nuts. Ooh, we got more off track here on the backstretch in that Milwaukee Tools number 10. Winesett, Hood, and Hilker coming back out on the track now. Not sure what happened to him, but he's back out and rolling. Here comes Sanchez back out.
It's showtime! Boogity, boogity, boogity! Ooh, let's go racing today, boys!
Indeed it is. It is race day, and it is definitely time to go racing here in about 10 more minutes. Let's head back out on track and have some fun with these boys. Give you guys a little bit of a show. Well, we're waiting for the lobby to get ready to go racing. Comes Hilker. Oh, he tried to take me out. Oh, you gotta be quicker than that, Hilker. Resident one-armed bandit trying to steal my fun. It's like the one-armed bandits in the casinos steal my money. In fact, that's why I don't like casinos. Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. And yes, I'm holding my wheel with my knee to do that. I love that. Alright. Xavier, of course, on about 1 lap older tires here. I really would like to take that top lap time away from Cameron.
Good luck with that, bud.
Oh! Shit! I didn't mean to hit him! Sorry, Xavier, I didn't mean to hit you. I thought I was clear.
My leg.
This lap not going to be the lap to do it on. Contact with Sanchez really cost me some time there. Still not a bad lap though, 39.54. That's still middle of the board even for a bad lap. Already the tires have gone too hot. Let's get a good better look at pit road entry now that I don't have damage. Woohoo! And that, folks, is how you enter pit road in a hurry. Probably a little too much of a hurry. Oh, no you don't. 4 tires and fuel, boys. Looking at the wheel damage, we're not sure we're going to... What? Okay, well, we're just going to go ahead and request a new car then. I was just going to get tires.
Wait for me.
Come on. Let's get this thing wound up around the high side here. Really need some kind of drafting partner, I think, to pull this lap time off.
Hey, Joji, if you want to back it up a couple seconds, I'll draft with you.
Sounds good to me. Alright, we're going to pick up Romano here. Means saving my tires, of course. Oh shit! Holy crap! Woo, baby! Well, he wasn't kidding when he said he could draft with me. I was like, wow! Sanchez loses it going down the back stretch. There's your restart zone there. You can see I just scuffed the wall right there. That is the restart zone here in Michigan. That's where we'll be watching for a whole lot of action this evening. minute to avoid him. Alright, yeah, this thing's good. Yeet. Alright, well, that takes care of that. How bad was the front wheel on that thing? Oh, yeah, that was really bad. I mean, the wheel's attached and turning. Oof. Yeah, that's kind of rough. That car don't look too good that way. Thought he was going to get me there. Keyword he thought. Ah! God, these cars are going to be fun to watch them slicing and dicing all night. These things put on a show, man. This is awesome. Oh! These things are fun. Oh man, I never really got a chance to drive these when iRacing still used these as their primary cup car. And man, are these things fun. The tires wear out crazy quick on them, but man, they're fun. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Shit. I can't turn at all. I'm just trying to... Okay, yeah. She's dead, Jim. Wow. I was completely out of control, too. That just knocked the car so loose. I had the full wheel in it, too. I could not stop that from happening. Oh! Somebody call the medics. That one's gonna... Oof. That was a wicked blow. Yowee. Alright, well that'll do it for my wheel time tonight. That's what you're in for tonight if you're a driver. And if you're a viewer, those are the kind of wrecks we could potentially be looking forward to. What I'm saying is this should be a good show. Hilker saying sorry there in the comments. No worries there, bub. That's why it's practice. I forget what NFL player was. Is that NFL or NBA? I'm talking about practice. I can't remember who that was. Alright. Let's get the eye overlay rolling here. Way we can get our... Let's take a look. Track temperature, 121 Fahrenheit. Are you kidding? That is spicy. Track temp, yes, 121 right now. Absolutely.
I just shit my pants.
Something like that, yeah. That is toasty, toasty, toasty. 10 of more, the 20 of Wine Set. There goes the 8 of Greenlee. 5 of Hilker pulling off pit road. 15 of Romano. 18 of Sanchez already coming around. I think this should be his first lap. First time on the board. Sanchez, 40.3 flat. Something tells me he'll have a little more speed than that. As he goes around to make his second of 2 laps. See if that 18's got anything else to give. Looks like Greenlee had to go back out. Had to reset to pits. Chris Hood, 39.709. New fast time. He's still got 1 lap to go, though. Oh, no! Moore gets a little tap of that wall. Here goes Hilker. Maybe a little better camera angles. I feel like 2 is the best. Yeah, 2's the best. Anybody else put a lap time in yet? Hilker and Romano are about to. Hood puts in his second lap time, 39.564. Top of the board for the moment. Moore making his second trip around after he invalidated his first one with a wall tap. Hilker, he sets it second place, 39.592. He's still got 1 to go. That has room for improvement. Romano also puts his first lap in, 39.739, about 0.2 off of the leader. Hilker, you're closest to the pole right now, but not on it in that 5 car. See if he can find that extra 10th or 2. Greenlee, 39.844. Sanchez, 40.042 will be his final lap time. Hilker, any faster? No. Top of the board, 39.592. That was a 39.679 second time by. Romano, 39.739. Also unable to improve on that second lap. Brian Moore steps it up, though. 39.693. Good for third. Wine Set comes in. Sets at 40.363. He's still got 1. Nope. That's it. Oh, no, yeah. 30.364. It was off by a 10th. He's still got 1 lap to go. Let's see if he can put it down. I believe that's everybody.
Wait, what the fuck? That was a fucking laser, boys!
Whoa! Greenlee, top of the board, 39.522.
For getting the pole.
Holy smokes! What a ripper out of Greenlee in the 8. Wine Set. Next lap, 39.887. That's an improvement. Bumps him up 1 position into the 6th spot. Only 1 car left to not put in a qualifying lap. He's not going to set one. That is the number 23 of Nathan Cook. He will start, if he opts to make the start this evening, from the rear of the field. Pole award tonight goes to that man right there in the Fallout number 8 Ford Mustang. First pole of the year. That's Gary Greenlee. That will score him 1 bonus point. Well done, Gary. Impressive lap time.
Well, I was having the best day of my life. Ripping around Daytona like a bald eagle.
That's what Gary's feeling right now. It's not Daytona, but I mean close enough. I mean, holy crap. That was a ripper of a lap. Might be one of the best laps I've seen Gary put down. That was impressive. With that, your starting lineup is going to be set.
On lap 32.
I'm going to go ahead and mute
the
them
initial
and pause,
start.
take my headset off so I can talk to you guys while they're doing driver intros. That will put the Fallout number 8 Ford Mustang on the On the pole, 39,523, Greenlee, your pole sitter. Hood in the number 13 Ford Mustang, the M&M's car, the peanut M&M's car, the yellow one. 39,564. Only 400ths between them. Hilker in that number 5 Terry Labonte style. I didn't catch exactly what cereal it was. It appeared to be some kind of Halloween special on that car. He'll be your third qualifier, 39,593. Moore in the Milwaukee Tools machine. That's 39,694. Good enough for fourth, outside row 2. Romano, 39,740. That will put the W Energy machine on the inside of the third row. Wine set in that old school monster orange and black machine, the Toyota, 39,887. Sixth place, outside row 3. Sanchez in the Caramel M&M's Mustang, or excuse me, Caramel, was he in the Mustang or the Toyota? Now I gotta go look. That's a Toyota. In the Caramel M&M's Toyota, sticking with the JGR True theme by running the Toyota instead of the Ford. He'll start 7th, 40.043. Nathan Cook opting to not set a lap time this evening. He will start outside row 4 if he elects to make the start. I know he did not do so last night, so not exactly sure what to expect from the 8 car, or from the 54. Now the question will be, we know who's got the short run speed. Greenlee with your fast lap so far. However, Romano with the fast lap in qualifying. We also know that in practice, Chris Hood, Brian Moore, and Derek Hilker were all very, very quick. But will that trade over to long run speed? Greenlee, of course, able to set a blazer at 39.5 in qualifying. However, 39.5 in practice was only good for 7th, which leaves a lot of interesting questions as to where the race pace is going to balance out at. This race is going to be interesting, folks, because we have so much going on. Short run speed, long run speed, potential, and everything else going on. This is going to get very, very interesting, and I'm very excited to watch. Bear with me, I'm turning off my simulator fans. I'm no longer driving, which means I no longer need to worry about cooling them. We already have a leaderboard. Let's get rid of this UI. Hilker, so far your only car to set a lap time here in the warm-up session. 39.820. Scratch that. Sanchez, 39.573. That lap would have been close to getting him pole, I believe, if he would have set it just in that last session. 5.73. That lap right there would have been good enough to get him third on the board and knock Derek Hilker down a peg. Unfortunately, unable to do that in qualifying. But Sanchez definitely has the speed. Maybe just had a bad qualifying effort, because that 18 car is getting faster as he goes. Cook posts a time on the board, 39.762.
All good, Frank, all good.
I am just riding, don't even look at me, says Wineset. Was bored tonight. Well, I mean, with his qualifying time, it wasn't the fastest, but he wasn't the worst qualifier out there, 39.887. That's close to pace, and I'm sure with a little bit of comfort. Frank's too good of a driver to not be doing at least something right out there. We'll just have to see if he can find the groove tonight and make a couple extra tenths a lap. Greenlee sets his first lap time on the warm-up session, 40.028. Oh, and he takes Sanchez out. Oh, my God, somebody call the ambulance. Oh, what a vicious hit. Oh, that's why the session was over. Okay. I was wondering, like, why would he interrupt the qualifying? That makes sense. All right. With that, it's time. With that, it is time to grid them up, stack them, and rack them for the race here at Michigan.
Turn the engines off.
As we wait for one car to grid. Still waiting on...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Brooklyn Hills, Michigan for 2.5 miles. Michigan International Speedway. We're in for 80 laps of all-out racing here.
No Hilker yet on.
Congratulations to Mr. Gary Greenlee for winning the pole here today. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time!
And that was Cameron Romano in that number 15W machine. Where's he at? There he is. 15 car with the command to start engines. As the Mustang FR 500S pace car rolls off the grid, it's time to go racing here in Michigan. Your fast car in qualifying, that is the number 8 Fallout Ford Mustang of Gary Greenlee, sitting on the pole, first time of this year. Outside row 1, the Peanut M&M's number 13 Ford Mustang. Man, that paint scheme looks weird when it's not on a Toyota. That is Chris Hood. Inside row 2, that is the 5 car of Derek Hilker. And the Kellogg's, I cannot tell what kind of cereal that is. It's got Frankenstein on the hood. It's got to be a Halloween special cereal. But the Terry Labonte style tribute for Derek Hilker in the 5. Outside row 2 in the Milwaukee Tools number 10 DEI style paint scheme, that is Brian Moore. Inside row 3, it's the W Energy Toyota Camry of Cameron Romano. Outside row 3, it's the old school Monster Energy car of Frank Winesett. Inside row 4 is Xavier Sanchez in the Caramel M&M's Toyota Camry. And outside row 4 is Nathan Cook, your only car to not qualify, in the Columbia Toyota Camry. FR 500S pace car is off. Let's go racing. Greenlee with a great start off the line. Gets out to about a car length going down the front stretch. They're 2x2 and kind of askew at the back. Let's see what they've got for each other. Some drivers going to be playing it a little bit slow to start. They're going to be looking to conserve their equipment. Other drivers are going to be going flat out for it right as they start. Greenlee still your leader. Hilker trying to get back up to him. Hood and Moore fighting for position 3. Romano riding in that 5th position. He's going to look underneath, try to make this a 3-way battle for the 3rd position. 10, 13, 15, all under a blanket as they come across the start-finish. 8 car still your leader, 5 car chewing on his bumper. 23 car, biggest mover so far. He's up 2 positions, and he's trying to enter the battle for that 3rd place position as well. He's got that 23 car moving towards the front. Maybe qualifying wasn't as necessary as it seemed. 10 car Moore decides to take a new line. He's going to look low, try to take 2 spots at once. Can he pull it off? Excuse me, not quite. Greenlee still your leader. Look at Nathan Cook on the bottom side. He's trying to go 3 wide and get all the way up to 2nd. That was your last place starter. He's all the way up to 3rd. Hilker rolling the outside. Whoa! Sanchez gets a little slap of the wall there. Might have been just a light brush. It was close, though. Moore going to look low. Hilker going to look low with him. Hilker with the bobble. Greenlee gets stuck on the high side. He's going to get hung out to dry here. New leader, Brian Moore in the 10. All 8 of our cars under a very tight blanket. Scratch that 7. Winesett said he was planning to lay back a little bit, and he is doing so. He is out of the pack. The rest of the drivers right with each other. Moore still your leader. Oh! Greenlee gets a big shot off the wall as he exits turn 2 as the tires start to wear down. Here comes Romano on the low side. Hood in the middle, Greenlee up high. Battle for the lead. Hilker got a little touch on the 10. They're all over the track in different places. All cars within just a corner or so of each other. Super tight racing. Moore leads another one. Moore, last night's winner, led 125 of 125 at Southern National. He's looking to try to go back-to-back and win 2 in a row and take the weekend sweep. Hilker back up to second. Romano now up to third. Hood to fourth. They're trying to make sure that the weekend sweep is prevented. 10 car really liking that load line, sticking right down on the yellow. Hilker and Romano running about a groove up each from that respective position. Hood kind of just sitting and trying to catch both of their drafts and run right between them to keep some air over the nose of that Mustang. Scratch that. Here comes Hood. He's looking low. He's all the way down on the apron. Right down. Oh, big shot to the wall from Greenlee. 8 car gonna be destroyed. Is that a meatball? Not yet. Somehow managed to keep that car in one piece. Oh man, what a hit. Hilker got to the low side of the 10. Can he clear him? He's got a bumper on him. Moore able to pull it out on the high side with the momentum. 10 car retains. Here comes the 13. Whoa, little bump to the 5. Has wisely backed out of it, realizing there was no place to put the front end of that Ford Mustang. All 3 makes. Whoa, Brian! Oh, man. Did he save it? He saved it. He kept it going. No caution. Great save. Look at this. Frank Winesett said he was going to lay back and that he was just running because he was bored tonight. He makes a pass on 3 cars at once. They're 4 wide going into 1. Contact 13 and 5. They all managed to hang on to it. Greenlee comes back out of pits. He's got that car patched up. Oh my goodness, what action we have already. Your last place qualifier, Nathan Cook in that 23 car, rolling the high side, running second currently. Your other back row car, Xavier Sanchez, now in the top 3. And the man who lost the pack earlier, Winesett, up to 4th. 4 cars under a blanket of it, 3 of them from the back 2 rows. How the tides have turned. Moore able to stay on the lead lap, about 8.5 seconds back out of the pack. Greenlee, your only car, 1 lap down after he had to come down for a fast repair on that Mustang. 2 damage to continue in its current state after those big shots to the wall. New leader again, 18 car Sanchez now to the point. Here comes Winesett looking to take it away. Winesett, Romano, and Cook. They're 3 wide across the stripe. Romano goes to block the low side. Sanchez goes to block the high. Hilker coming back into the mix. Hood wants a piece of it too. Absolutely electric racing here tonight. There is so much good action going on the track. And cars everywhere. Back to front, front to back. Cook dives to the low side. He wants a piece of the lead. Hilker also trying to work the high side. Look at the run from the 20. Wow, wow, wow. These 4 cars, 5 cars. Hood now into the mix as well, catching the draft off of Cook. Look at this cluster. These guys better be careful in this close of proximity. They try to get close on the exit. This could be an accident waiting to happen if they aren't careful. Luckily, everybody in this frame right here, very experienced racers. A lot of them with a lot of oval seat time. They know how to give each other the respect they deserve. However, when you're this close and this fast, it wouldn't surprise me to see a mistake happen. Moore towing back to pits. What happened? We'll have to go back and look at that if we don't have next time we have a caution. See what happened to Brian Moore. He has towed that Mustang back to the pits. that will more than likely be the end of the day for the number 10, as he's going to fall multiple laps down. Sanchez still your leader. Hilker second. Romano third, but he's under heavy pressure from Winesett and Cook. Hood running sixth right now. At this point in the game, it would not surprise me to see him just be saving his equipment. Greenlee, of course, one lap down after that incident. However, he is now in the lucky dog position with more one lap down, getting ready to go two. That will put the 8 in the catbird seat for our first caution, be it for incident. Oh! Woohoo! Great save from the 15 as the 20 gave him a little right rear, or a little left rear love tap there. That could have been a big wreck. I thought we were about to have the wreck that got Greenlee back on the lead lap there for a minute. Wowee! Sim listing Moore as out. Not sure what happened there. He has removed his car from the track, but he has not yet left the session, so I'm not sure what to expect from the 10 car. Whoa! Nathan Cook hanging it out sideways. Great save by Romano as well. Wowee! All of those drivers very loose off a turn two. That could have easily been an accident. That was close. And that has finally spread the field out just a little bit after 15 laps of white knuckle action. It finally comes around and spreads the field out, and we have a new leader. 5 car finally gets the better of Sanchez after nickel and diming him 10th or so a lap. Hilker to the point. 5 car, new leader. 18 of Sanchez still hot on his heels. And the 23 of Cook finding a home on the high line. Only one making it work that high. Man's driving like he's prime Michael Waltrip up there on the high groove. Romano, good recovery not to lose the pack after almost getting spun around there. That was catastrophic. And that would have been catastrophic, but he saved it. Sanchez trying to diamond that corner a little bit, get a little bit of run on the only Chevy in the field. Chevy, Toyota, 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 Toyota. Excuse me, Toyota, 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 Ford. Moore, back on track, only 2 laps down. And with fresh tires, he is ripping. He didn't lose as much time as I thought. That 10 car with a couple of cautions might be back in this race. He's going to need a little bit of help because he's going to need 3 of those cautions, as he is 2 laps down and Greenlee has the lucky dog position. So he'll need 2 cautions. But crazier things have happened. Greenlee has mentioned, as he is the one running the iRace Control program for us this evening, that the stage end will be lap 32 this evening. So we're nearing about the halfway point in this stage. Actually, we just passed it a moment ago. Lap 16. They're coming to start lap 18. So just a little beyond halfway point in stage 1. Hilker, your leader. Sanchez, hot on his heels, chewing the bumper off of that 5 car. The 20 and the 23 in close pursuit. Uh-oh. We might have had it. Oh! Did he save it? Winesett, another great save.
Keep it down there.
Absolutely amazing. And look at Brian Moore. The new tire Superman coming through. Man is making them look like they're all stuck in third on new tires. He's passing the leader. He's got his lap back. There's no way. Well played, Mr. Moore. That is something you don't see anymore. Fresh tires and just drives through the field. Whoa! Simultaneous wall slap. Sanchez and Cook. I apologize for my coughing tonight, folks. It is a rough night to be yelling, but I'm powering through, so. Moore drove back around, got his lap back. Ooh, that's a hornet's nest right there. Be careful, boys. Wineset smartly getting out of the way of that in case it became an incident. 3 wide at the line. Wineset, Romano, and Hood once again. I think that we've had that combo before. Up front, Hilker, Sanchez, and Cook continue to lead. This is your second pack of 3. Greenlee on an island by himself. And Moore, who is driving like the wheels are on fire. He's averaging 2 seconds a lap faster than the leaders, by the way, folks. That car is 2 full seconds a lap faster. That might as well be a year in oval times. That is nuts. Your leader right now on track is putting down a 41.6. Now he's down to about a second. He's finally lost the superhero effect of the tires, but he's still a second a lap faster. That gap's only going to continue to grow. That is incredible. If you want to watch the progress he's making, you can watch that interval time on your leaderboard. Right there at the bottom, that 32.3 second is his interval to the Greenlee machine of the 8 car. And if we watch this time by 32.3, that's going to shrink down probably to about 30 seconds. 30.9, yep. Greenlee, of course, out of the draft, running a little bit slower than the leaders because of that. So his lap times will not be quite as high as somebody like Hilker or Sanchez. As I say that, Nathan Cook has fallen foe to the tires. He has fallen back into the clutches of that second group of 3. He's about to get caught by Wineset, and Romano and Hood are not far behind. Not sure if he got loose or... Nah, he's just running that extremely high line here at Michigan. You can do that. It saves your equipment, but it does not produce quick lap times. 42.386. Everybody around him running mid-41s. That high line's comfortable, but it's not fast. Hood, you're back end of the lead lap vehicles. Moore still slowly whittling away at Greenlee. Only got about a second that time out of him, maybe 8/10 at most. Hilker, though, seeming to find the speed on the long run. Although he's started to go to that high side of that track as the lap times wind down. Here comes Sanchez. Sanchez, I thought, had a little bit more of a run than that, but kind of died out for him. Interesting. I would have thought that that was about as fast as of a lap as you could put down on these tires, but it looks like that little bit of a boost run he got off of it just kind of faded. Hilker's car much more... No, I take that back. That gap has closed a little bit. He's catching. Sanchez finding a little bit of something. Has he been saving more than Hilker? Hilker running that higher line. That's usually a sign the tires are wearing out, because the arc of the corner is wider, meaning you have to turn the wheel less to make it around. The downside of that is you have to turn less, but that means it's a further distance, and it's slower because you have to travel that further distance. That gap definitely closing. Hilker now down to about a car length over the 18. Meanwhile, our group of 4 back here all maintaining status quo. However, the running order has almost flippy-flopped, as now the 23 has fallen prey to all 3 of those original group. He is now at the back of the lead lap pack. Greenlee, of course, about a straightaway behind him. Still very much in it 1 lap down. Getting caught slowly by Moore, but with a 27-second gap and only about 12 laps till the stage, I don't think he's got too much to worry about. Get that car to the stage break, get it 4 fresh tires, and get your lap back, get back into the race. You won't earn stage points, but he'll still have a chance to go for the win at the end of the night. All these drivers out here Not sure what their fuel situation is. I don't know. I know we limit the fuel, but I forgot to look and see how far we can go on a tank this evening. Certainly an interesting thought. I never thought to check that. Can I look at my black box? I cannot. Sanchez tires finally fell off. He's lost everything he gained on Hilker and some more. About a half a second gap back to the 18 car. However, the 20 car seems to be catching a little bit. He separated himself from that pack of 3 that were originally back there. The 13 now on an island, the 20 on an island, the 23 on an island. Uh-oh. Oh, yellow flag's out. Yellow is out. Yellow is out. What happened? What did I miss? Romano went around. How did I miss it? Oh, 23 of Cook involved. Got tight coming up off the corner. Race control through that caution automatically. Cars were so spread out I didn't get to see it. Well, that's good news for both Greenlee and Moores. That'll get them both back onto the lead lap. Or get one onto the lead lap, and then the other should be able to get their lead lap back. Did they already come down to pit? No, they didn't. Okay. I was just saying, I missed pit stops. I didn't. We're good. But that should get Greenlee his lap back. There's your lucky dog. Stage? Stage? I don't believe so. 32. Is this going to count for the stage break or no? I think we can get going before the stage is up, right?
This will not count. Will not.
Copy that. Thank you for the info. So this is not going to count as a stage break. Greenlee wisely stays out to take his Lucky Dog award. As we'll watch our leaders come down to pit. Hilker, Sanchez, Wineset, and Hood all coming down for service here on pit road. No surprise there. Pretty much every competitor coming down for tires and fuel right now. I'm not seeing a car in the lot that isn't taking 4 tires. Sanchez down and away. Sanchez wins the battle off pit road. Wow, yeah. Wineset with a costly stop. Loses a position. Hood picks one up. Romano and Cook both going to stay on pit road for damage repairs. No real surprise there. Here comes Greenlee. He got his lap back under the Lucky Dog rules. So he will be catching up to the leaders and be back into the race now. Greenlee has burned his fast repair. However, 4 tires, fresh fuel, and the lap down now no longer a factor. That should make his life just a wee bit easier. 8 car, going to go up on the jack. 4 tires and fuel, I'm sure. Pace car just now exiting turn 4, coming up to the start of pit road. Do not be surprised to see the 23 of Cook and the 15 of Romano come down off the jack and get rolling here very soon. Pace car there goes Romano. And Greenlee, they're both going to make it off of pit road. Get to keep on to the lead lap here. Smart move by both of them, getting as much as they can out of those pit stops. That leaves... Let's get back down. What camera am I on? This is 3. Pits are going to be closed next time by. That means we're going to have a 2-lap shootout to the finish. Lap 30. We're going to have one little... 1-lap shootout to end the stage. And that is exactly what that man right there wants to hear. Brian Moore in the 10 car has been waiting to hear that all day long, as he's now the only car 1 lap down. And that means the next caution he sees, assuming he's not a part of it, should be a Lucky Dog award. And with the stage coming up, all he's got to do is keep that car out of trouble. And he'll be back into the race.
We will still have the mandatory 4-tire and fuel pit stop at the stage break to just get us back on even ground. Even though we've already pitted, everybody must pit for tires and fuel again.
Yep. So our stage breaks do consist of a mandatory 4-tire and fuel stop. Our last 2 drivers going to catch the field with plenty of time to make the grid. All 8 cars still a factor here tonight. Greenlee, not even going to worry about this one. He's going to start from way in the back, and he's not even going to make an effort of it. With only 1 lap, he's just looking to get it home. Look at this! Holy mackerel. I thought for a minute Brian Moore was going to try to drive his way back onto the lead lap. That would have been wild. Oh, big hits from a couple of our drivers. Hood and Hilker both get a big piece of the wall. That has left the door wide open. Xavier Sanchez struggled in qualifying, but not struggling now. Sanchez free and off a turn 4. Sanchez wins stage 1. Hood second, Romano third, Wineset fourth. And I believe Greenlee got 5th. He made stage points. How about that? From 1 lap down to stage points in 1 single lap. What a turnaround. Hilker coming down. Not sure what happened there. Let's go back and watch that. I think he just came down pit road to avoid getting run into the grass. Certainly an interesting situation. Okay. Moore going to get the Lucky Dog. They'll come around to the attention of the pace car. All drivers will have a mandatory 4-tire and fuel stop. Of course, Moore, however, will have to do it on his 2nd lap around, as he has to go collect his Lucky Dog award. So all drivers but Moore will pit this time by 4 tires and fuel onto their machines. Moore will do a hot lap around the track, come down for the same thing, and grid up at the back of the field. And that will put all 8 drivers back onto the lead lap, back onto 4 fresh tires.
It works. That right there looked exactly like what we would see in 1985, in 1990, 1995, the way this car went up in the air.
I'll tell you what, this is some good old school style racing right here. I'm having a blast watching this. This is fun. This is exactly the kind of racing you like to watch. As we watch our competitors come down to the attention of their pit crews. Sanchez leads him down. The 2 M&M's cars at the front of the field. The W Energy car, the Monster Energy car, the Fallout car, the Columbia Sportswear, and the Kellogg's Breakfast Cereal car. A lot of food and drinks in our field, I'm noticing. Kind of funny how that works. Sanchez missed his pit box. All other drivers... Oh, Wineset missed it too. Those 2 drivers will lose a spot on pit road, if not 2, more than likely. Sanchez down and away. He is not going to win the race off. Oh, yes, he is. Look at that. Hilker coming down for damage repair. Cook off a pit road. Super fast. All these other drivers, I'm willing to bet, because the 13 and the 5 both slapped the wall hard. We know the 15 still has damage from that earlier incident. The 20, I think, might have some damage. The 8 as well. A lot of cars getting damage repair. And here comes the 10. That car is about as clean as a whistle at the moment. I do believe he burned a fast repair. But with that Last caution. There's the right sides up. Right sides down. Should go left sides up here. The fuel will have already been done filling by now. That's going to actually advance Moore up heavily in the standings. After all of that, being 2 laps down, having to tow and everything, 10 car back in it, and all the way up to, I believe, 3rd. Oh, and Hilker just commented. He said he had a black flag and had to do a drive-through, so he just sacrificed the end of the stage to do it. Smart man. Wineset coming off the pit road. Here comes the rest of the field as they finish their damage repair. Hilker, Greenlee, Romano, and Hood all make it out just ahead of the pace car. That's going to put your new leader, actually your same leader, your stage winner, the 18 of Sanchez, on the point. 23 of Nathan Cook running second right now. All the way from the very last starting position, 23 doing impressive work out here tonight. And look at this. The man himself, Brian Moore, coming back from 2 laps down and a towing bill all the way back up. We're going to restart this race in 3rd. Let's see where the rest of the field's at here. I believe these drivers should catch them by the time the green flag is ready to drop. I'm watching our track map right now to make sure they're all going to catch. And it does look like they are going to catch the field just in the nick of time. Oh, I forgot though. Moore has to drop to the back of the field. Green flag's out. They're away and racing. Here we go.
Black clear.
Got you covered. Just had to wait till everybody crossed the line. All right, we're back racing again. All 8 cars back on the lead lap with fresh tires and fuel. Let's run this crazy thing again. New leader, first time tonight, 23 car, Nathan Cook. Last to first, Columbia on the point. Hilker in the 5, second. 18 of Sanchez, 3rd. Greenlee, 4th in the 8. 15 Romano. I think the only 2 cars that haven't led tonight I take that back. I think the back 4 right now, the 13, the 20, the 10, and the 15, are the only 4 that have not led laps tonight. Everybody else has been up at least to the point once. Ooh, so we've got a big old cluster of cars under a blanket here. That's, by my count, 6 or 7 cars all wrapped up within about a 10th. That is tight. That is a tighter squeeze for some of these cars than my hand into a Pringles can. There is not a whole lot of wiggle room. And meanwhile, Nathan Cook drives it out 1.4 seconds over the rest of the pack. And Brian Moore, all the way from the back of the pack on the EOL from the Lucky Dog restart, has driven it up to 2nd. Romano 3rd, Wineset 4th, Hilker losing time on the low side. He's back to 5th. Greenlee 6th, Hood 7th, but Hood seems to not be ready to change that in a big hurry. Whoa, hang on to her, Chris. That man had it hung wide open, Formula Drift style. Caught a piece of that apron. That 13 car was wheeling and dealing. That might just be the Code Brown moment of the race so far, brought to you by Dude Wipes. Somebody check that man's seat when he gets done racing. Skid mark on the track might not have been all he left after getting that loose coming off a 2. 23 of Cook still out to a healthy lead, 1.2 seconds over the 10 or more. However, call me crazy, I think that gap's getting smaller. That 10 car is on a tear right now. And the 15 wisely riding his coattails. He got hooked up to the back of that 10 car and decided to get the pull on the draft. 15 going right with the 10. Actually, gap widened a little bit. 1.3 seconds for the 23 car. Out on a lonely island. 15 and 10 still with about that 3 to 5 car gap between them. The ebb and flow keeps it fluctuating. 15 car, though, definitely trying to stay hooked up with that 10. 2 cars are better than 1 around here. Speeds can increase by up to 6 or even 8 miles an hour going down the straight when you have a tow buddy. Speaking of tow buddies, there's 2 of them right there. 13 and 20 bumper locking going down the straight. And the 8 trying to get in on the action and make sure he's riding that wave as well. Meanwhile, back at the back, your stage winner, Sanchez, falling all the way to 7th. Scratch that, make it 8th. Whoa, Greenlee way out of shape there. Managed to keep it gathered up. Sanchez, though, your stage winner, has fallen to dead last. Him and Hilker both. Makes me wonder if they aren't playing the long game. Brian Moore and Cameron Romano working together managed to take a notch out of Cook. They had him down to a 2nd the last time by. Make that another 10th. They got him down under a 2nd. 9 tenths. 10 and 15 working together to try to take down 23. Cars finally getting spread out a little bit here. Except for these 2 groups. It's a 1-car. It's a 1-man freight train out front. 2 cars trying to tandem. And then we got a trio trying to work together. And then another duo. It's weird how the breakdown's going tonight. And 13 still very, very close. Wineset, there he goes. As I say, Wineset's got to be poking his bumper at some point, because otherwise that 20 car's coolant and oil would just be boiling out of the hood right now. Oh! Greenlee, another hard pound to the outside wall. That number 8 Ford Mustang is a hurtin' after that one. Would not surprise me to see that knock the toe out of it. Pass for 2nd. 15, now up to 2nd. 10 car, going to try to get back by.
Pitting in.
Greenlee coming down pit road this time. Sounds like the damage is too much for that 8-car driver. Hard on the brakes as he comes down to pit road. I'll have to see if that's repairable or if he's going to have some trouble now. Moore trying to ring that high side momentum. Get wound back up. Pass complete. 10 car reclaims his 2nd position. 15 back to 3rd. However, all of the goofing around they're doing, trying to pass each other, is letting Nathan Cook drive off into the sunset. 23 car opened up another half a second. Actually, 6 tenths. He was down to 9 tenths of a lead. He's all the way up to 1.5 seconds. And make it... Actually, the gap stayed exactly the same. 1.5, no change. 4.6 seconds overall back to the 4th place car of Chris Hood. Him and the 20 car Wineset in 5th, tandeming together. Oh no, we got a record on the backstretch. Oh, goodness me. Oh, that blew the motor on the 10. No point throwing a caution. Oh, caution came out. Caution came out. Yellow is out. I was not going to throw that, but it threw it for me. I believe he has... With the motor being blown, I believe that is the end of the day for the 10. I think he already burned up his fast repair. Rough break for the 10. He was running so good, too. Indeed. Brian Moore has manually disconnected. That will put an end to the amazing comeback of the 10 car. What a shame. Hate to see it. Greenlee, though, able to stay on the lead lap with all of that. Thanks to the unfortunate end of the 10 car, the 8 reaped the rewards and was able to stay out of the trouble. Stayed on the lead lap, got his pit road repairs done. I thought the 8 had already burned his fast repair, but I guess he had one left. It's either that or he got a lot of damage fixed in a big flippin' hurry. One of the two. Pace car has collected the field. That late 2000s Mustang FR 500S. Leading them around at about 70 miles an hour. Exactly 70. No question about it. I would be surprised with 46 laps in the book, 34 to go. By the time we get going, it'll be about 32. I'm going to be shocked if anybody stays out as bad as these tires are here tonight. Greenlee stays out. Of course, he just came off a pit road, though, so that kind of makes sense. He'd be the one who would stay out. If I'm not mistaken, that'll cycle him to the lead of all things. A wild exchange. Greenlee kind of accidentally undercut the whole field. Not the way you want to, but, I mean, hey, if it happens, I mean, make the most of it. Certainly a unique situation as the top 6 come into pit. Greenlee 7th. He's going to pit out in first now. And Moore, of course, 8th. He will bring it home in the 8th position. Unfortunately, he is out of the race now. That third pit stall empty. 20 and 13 staying on pit road for extended repairs again. Those two cars just
You guys will be choosing this time by out of the pits.
Man alive. Those two, I'm not going to bother watching them. We know where they're going to be. They're going to be staying on pit road as long as they can. New leader again, and it's the man who started right where he's at. The number 8 car, your pole sitter Greenlee, back out to the front on an accidental undercut. He took damage, he came down pit road, he got it patched up, and the yellow...
I'm not in the lead. I'm a lap down. I'm going to get a wave.
Oh, he is a lap down. Ha! My bad. It did not show that until like 2 laps after the caution was thrown, so I thought it had already updated. All right, scratch that. Greenlee still running 7th. However, he's about to get his lap back, so that is good for him. There's your choose. Hood and Wineset both coming off a pit road. Hood's going to be... He'll make it back around to catch the field, so will Greenlee, but they are going to have to hustle to make it. I think they should catch him in turn 3, so I'll let him run here for the moment. Yeah, by my estimate, they'll make it. That way I don't have to worry about extending the caution. So, with my mishap straightened up, Hilker. Derek Hilker cycles out to the lead. Nathan Cook will cycle out second. Xavier Sanchez, third. Romano, fourth. Wineset, fifth. Hood in sixth. And Greenlee will be your final restarter. Back on the lead lap once again in 7th. I apologize for the confusion earlier. I thought Greenlee had stayed on the lead lap for a moment. My system was slow to update, so I got bad information. 7 of our 8 drivers still in it. Hilker fires off. Not as good of a start from Cook. Better start from Sanchez, though. Going to be 3 cars fighting for second, and Hilker out to the lead. Excuse me. Still plenty of action to go here. 23. Where'd Sanchez go? Oh, there he is. Sanchez falling back quickly out of that lead pack of 4. Makes it a 3-man party up front. Hilker low. Cook high. And, whoa, careful, Nathan. That was almost bad. Romano in 3rd. 15 car trying to give some chase here. Whoa. Tell you what, 23 car not afraid to poke his nose in wherever he feels like it's applicable. He wants to fight for position, and he's not afraid to go after it when the time counts. He'll get up in front of the 5 car. Throw a little bit of a block. 5 car is going to give him a shot going down the backstretch. 20 car wine set actually in a pretty good spot right now, running 4th. With that little bit of extra clean air out front, that could be a very good thing for him. Fast lap of the race goes to that man right there. Your leader, the 23, so far your fastest lap of the race. 39.058. What an absolute blazer of a lap. Hilker and Romano getting into it a little bit there. A little touch of bumper to bumper. They keep them straight though and rolling. Hilker back all the way to 3rd now. Whew, excuse me. Learning I need an armrest for this. Here we go. Battle up front. Rages on. Romano going to look high. Cook going to defend low. Hilker going to say, I'm going to run the middle and keep the nose in the clean air in between the gap. Romano beats him on the over. 15 car. New leader again. I do believe that means everybody but the 20 has now led a lap. Scratch that. I believe the 13 is still waiting on his first led lap of the night as well. So 5 of the 7 cars have led a lap here this evening. Well, now they have, as Romano crosses the line. I knew they wouldn't get back to him quite in time. They didn't have enough time to get that run going. Here we go. Cook going back to that high line he likes so much. Not sure it's working for him on speed, but he sure seems to enjoy it up there. Not sure if that's a tire conservation strategy, a comfort play, or just straight up where his car feels best. But he's been running that second to top groove most of, if not all of the night, except when he's running that very bottom groove trying to make passes. And he's up in second. It's working for him. Romano out front. He leads another. Hilker running 3rd. Trying to find a way around. Here we go. Cook dropping to the low side. Here's that low groove he runs. Can he make it happen? Too far back. No dice. Romano had the better run on the high side. He keeps the lead. Cook with a bad exit off of 2. That's going to leave the 5 car make him easy prey. And don't look now, but the 20 and the 13 are starting to catch. Their slower start is paying off with a little bit more speed here later in the run. Almost seems like you got to start slow if you want to have speed later on. 5 cars all right stacked together. That's about as close as you can ask for a battle at the front. It's almost a 5-car battle for the lead. Not quite. They're going to end up fanning out and do about a single file line again, I believe. But, man, that's about as close as you'll ever get. Greenlee falling off the pace. And Sanchez, whoa, we got a blinker. Chris Hood's back, all right. Small moment of latency there for the 13. Seems to be all right now, though. Every now and then you'll have a little bit of desync. Sanchez kind of just sitting, biding his time here at the back of the pack. Not doing anything crazy, just keep in touch with that draft. Greenlee, I have to wager that he's got some damage, being 11.7 back, and he is dropping quick at the moment. 23 of Cook, going to try to run that high line again. Don't think he's got enough to pull it off, though. Oh! He's going to try the run down the inside. He's all the way down on the apron. Cook back to the lead. That time had him by a bumper. 23 puts it out in front. 15 car. Oh! Hey, can he hold it? Woo! Great save by the 23. That could have been a caution that wiped out half of the field. Absolutely great save there. A little bit of an aggressive move by the 15. Drove it in a little too deep, and I think he got a little piece of that 23 car, got him loose. But a Great save there from the 23, keeping that car pointed in the right direction. Unfortunately, though, he was challenging for the lead. That puts him all the way back into the 5th position. Battling, scratch that, make it 6th. He's going to have some work to do. That time by, the 18 got a piece of the 15, gave him a little bit of his own medicine. 15 also fell back. That's opened the door up. Hilker's driven right back through it. Leader, 5 car. And look at this. Low drama, no muss, no fuss. 20 car, Frank Winesett, working his way up to the front. He was back in 5th or 6th a few minutes ago, but just staying out of the drama and staying out of the trouble. 20 car, pointing it back towards the front of the field. Here's your action on track, though. Hood driving it in deep, trying to get to the bumper of the 18. Look at Nathan Cook with a run off the high side. He's going to get the 13 of Hood. He may even have a look at the 15 and the 18 here in the next lap or two if he keeps that pace up. Going to rip that high line. 15 and 18 also looking on that. 15 actually drifted up heavily all the way up in front of that 23 car. Don't expect to see any retaliation or anything from the 23. I know the 15 was the one that got him loose, but our drivers usually show each other a little more courtesy than that. You may give him a little bumper tap going down the straightaway, but shouldn't be any major spins or anything here. These guys are all good friends at the end of the day. Hilker, 7/10 of a lead over the 20 of his good buddy Frank in the 20. Frank and Derek, longtime friends, done a lot of endurance racing together. Those two very familiar with each other's driving style. And now they're out here running 1-2 in the CSC. Romano and Cook both working that 3rd position, trying to take it from each other. However, Romano with that lower line, he's able to slide up in front of that 23 and take the air off the nose and kill his run every single time. And all this battling between each other has opened the door for the 18 to start making his moves. 19 laps to go. It looks like the 18 might finally be ready to spend a little bit of that tire he's been saving this whole time. We've got a car on pit road. No surprise there, the 8 of Greenlee. I thought he had damage. I was kind of expecting that here any moment now, as that car continued to drop back into the pack. Hilker, still 7/10 over the 20. However, the 20's gap to the 15 has shrunk. It was 2/10. You can pretty much call it nothing. That's bumper to bumper almost. 15 and 20 all over each other. 18 and 23 close behind. 4 cars on track and only about 8 digits between them all. Super close numbers both on track and in the progression. And the 13 trying to make it a full perfect 10 out there. Meanwhile, our only single number car of the night out here, the 5, is your number 1 car. He's out to the point. Scratch that, I forgot. The 8's a single digit as well. I'm used to Gary running the 43 way back in the day, so I always forget he runs the 8 now. I don't know why. The 8 always just stick, or the 43 always sticks with me. Push 18 to 15. 23 trying to keep the draft. They're going to get the 20 here, I believe. That's going to get the 15 around him. Oh! They touched. Great save by those drivers. Romano really got aggressive there on that low line and did not have the tire. You know, they always say you got to put your money where your mouth is. Well, in this style of racing, it's more like you got to put your rubber where your mouth is. And Romano did not have enough rubber to accomplish that task. 18 going to look low on the 15 here. He may try to make a run on the 20 as well. This is your...
What did I tell you about phrasing?
Either way, it looks like, yes, Sanchez is going to get the better of the 15 there. He gets all the way up to third position. Trying to catch that 20 and maybe even get a piece of the leader if he's able. Oh, Romano, though, going to fight back on the low side. He still wants that second position. But once again, the tires run out. He doesn't have enough to keep that car on that low line and has to drift up the track. And he once again falls victim to the 18's better tires. They both pitted at the same time, but Sanchez has been saving tire a little bit more. And if I'm not mistaken, he's got a little bit more left in those Goodyear Eagles than Romano in the 15. And right there's the difference. 18 able to hold that low line. 15 cannot seem to do that. However, the 20 able to keep fending them both off. He's got just enough speed running that middle line that he's able to get back up and hold his line and take the air off the nose of the 18 or 15, whoever decides to challenge. There's one car I'm watching right now, that 13 of Chris Hood. He's been cruising around at the back here for the last 15 laps or so. Haven't really seen a lot of action out of him. I'm not sure if he's got all his damage fixed. It sure looks like he does. If that's the case, and he's saved his equipment, and he's getting ready to unleash it, I think we might be seeing the 13 car come alive any minute now. A lot like the 18 turned up the wick here a little bit ago. Speaking of, here comes the 18 trying to turn it on a little bit more. He's going to finally get the pass done on the 20, I think, here this time by. But no! Wineset able to still hold that high line. Fully clears him. 18 forced to fall in again. He was within an inch of getting the pass done. 15 going to go to the low side once again. Did he cool his tires enough? No, has to back out of the throttle to not take the 18 out for a spin. Oh, 13 hard into the wall outside. Keeps it gathered up, but that could have easily knocked the toe out. Not sure if that 13's got any kind of damage or not. We'll have to keep an eye on his Delta. Meanwhile, all of this is going on. The 5 car, 1.9 seconds over these two cars right here, the 18 and the 20. Oh, could it be? The 20 couldn't clear him this time. Folks, I would expect the old Dale Jr. quote to come into play here. Slide job. Can he clear him? No! Still, the 20 comes out on top. Unbelievable. Great driving from the man who said he was only here for fun and to not watch him. Absolutely putting on a show here in second place, defending his position. Sanchez, a very experienced oval racer in his own right, unable to put the moves on him. Wineset just keeps finding a way to keep that 18 at bay. This has been going on for 5 laps. This is the best battle on track. 23 has gotten around the 15 again as well. I'm wondering if that 15 car didn't burn up some of his stuff. Ooh, a little bit of a wall tap there for the 23 off the bumper of the 15. I'm wondering if that 15 car didn't burn his tires up trying to fight with that 18 car to get around the 20. And the gap only gets bigger. 5 car, 2.2 up the road. 20 car, still. 18 starting to get frustrated. Gives him a big bumper shot going down the straightaway. I get his frustrations with only 9 left to go. That 18 car needs to get around that 20 if he's got anything for the leader. He's got to make up 2.3 seconds, and that is a lot to do in only a handful of laps. Sanchez enters a little higher. He's going to try to exit a little lower, get a run off of it. He's got a run. Chooses to just give the 20 the shot again. I think he thinks the... Only 2.1 up the road, though. Maybe he's trying to work with Frank to catch that 5 a little bit. before he finally tries to make his move, because they actually caught him up by a tenth there by working together. And then, of course, your 3 cars in the back here. Cook, who is running that middle line. Romano, who I believe has burned up his tires. And Hood, who I'm pretty sure knocked the toe out of it on that wall tap. Let's take a look at that right front camera on that car. No, looks clean. Well, if he's got toe damage, it's minor. Definitely nothing I'd be too concerned over. Greenlee is back out on track. 8 laps down, though. Had to take a lot of damage repair there. That will be the end of the day for the 8. Unless somebody wrecks out right now, he will finish in the 7th position. 5-car gap 2.1. Still the battle rages on. The 18 and the 20. These might be the most evenly matched drivers I have seen all night long. Lap after lap, turn after turn, over, under, after, under, over. These two drivers just keep ending up exactly where they started. Absolutely awesome to watch. See who's going to get the better of each other by the race's end. No change to the leader, though. 2.1 seconds, still the gap. Hilker, Sunday driving it, trying to get it out. And into victory lane. The only Chevy on the entire track, and he's pacing the field. Uh-oh, here we go. Sanchez finally, I think, got him. I was wondering how long it would take. Lap 75. 18 car finally gets the move done. 20 has to relinquish the spot. Now the question is, with only 5 laps left in the race, can the 18 car run down the 2.2 second gap to the 5 car of Hilker? Most of these other cars going to be out of touch of the leaders. Nathan Cook, 4.9 back. It's full 5 seconds to Romano. Excuse me. And a full 5.3 back to Chris Hood. 8 laps, of course, for Greenlee, going to be far too much to overcome with only 4 laps left in the race. Sanchez able to get 2/10 out of him. He's going to need more than that, though, with only 4 laps remaining. He needs about a half a second a lap, and I just don't think that's going to happen. 41.7, 41.6. He was 1/10 faster last time by. Does the 18 have half a second a lap? I just don't see that kind of time difference being possible. He's going to need a big slip from this 5 car. Hilker's too experienced of a driver for me to expect that to happen. It's not impossible, but I certainly would not be putting my money on that. The odds are low. Wine set comfortably over the 4th place running car of Nathan Cook. 3.2 second gap. Certainly no concerns out the back windshield. Hood has gotten the better of Romano. Romano has come down to pit. Not 100% sure of why. Looks like he's taking tires. Makes me wonder if he ran out of gas. He will fall off the lead lap with this maneuver. Down and away. Sanchez. 2-second gap. 41.6, 41.5. I mean, he's faster by about a 1/10 of a lap, but with only 3 to go, 1/10 isn't going to do it. He'd need almost 20 laps at this pace to catch that 5 car. Meanwhile, the 5 just not showing any signs of weakness right now. Smooth through the corners. Not getting loose. Only real thing I'm seeing that's a concern is potentially fuel. I don't know. Romano had to stop, but I don't know if that was for damage or tires or what. I'm wondering if maybe the 15 didn't have a black flag for a blown tire or something. Speaking of the 15, Look at the absolute tear he's on right now. Those tires, of course, giving him the Superman powers. But only but for a moment. One lap down, unfortunately, in 41 seconds to the car ahead of him. He will not be catching Hilker. Here we go. 1 lap to go. Last lap of the race. 5 car in command. 18. He's picked up another 2/10. He's going to have to find 1.8 seconds in just 1 lap. I just don't see that becoming a thing. Well, as he comes up on the lap down car of Greenlee, my guess, will keep this car low and out of the way of that 5 car. Nope, scratch that. Goes all the way up against the wall. Gets it out of the way. Coming off of turn 4. It's the Terry Labonte tribute. The 5 car, Derek Hilker, wins it at Michigan. Xavier Sanchez second. Frank Weinstedt third. Nathan Cook from last to 4th. Chris Hood brings it home 5th. Cameron Romano, with that last-minute pit stop, comes home 6th, 1 lap down. And, where's he at? I thought he was on... He's already removed the car from the track. Greenlee will finish 8 laps down in 7th. What a race. That was absolutely great racing from all of our drivers. Really fun to watch. A lot of high-quality action on track tonight. Hilker's certainly one of the faster cars on the evening in the long run. Definitely a well-earned victory. He raced the second half of that race exactly the way he needed to. He's going to bring that 5 car down into the burnout zone here at Michigan. Burn those things down, Derek. The only Chevrolet in the field all night manages to take it home. Speaking of, let's go bring the man himself into the chat. I'll wait until he's done with his burnout because, of course, he talks with TTS. So I want to wait till he's done until I talk to him. That way his hands aren't full doing his burnout. They're all going to give him a little grief here. 3-way burnout. How about that? That's a cool one. Cook going to make it a 4th. That's awesome. Four screaming engines and smoking tires, as it looks like 2 of them have blown up motors finally. There goes the motor in the 5. All right, now we can pull him into the booth. Derek Hilker, welcome into the booth. And welcome back to Victory Lane. You drove that only Chevy in the field to the win here this evening, and you had him all the way down to about a 2.5 second lead at one point in time. Your car must have felt very good tonight. How does it feel to be back in Victory Lane? Hopefully he can hear me. Oh, yep, there he's typing. That was an absolutely fun race to watch. You guys were slicing and dicing.
Derek said feel amazing.
I bet. That was an awesome race to watch. A lot of slicing and dicing. I know at one point you had to stay on pit road. I assume when you slapped the wall.
I had BF on restart.
Was that one during the 1-lap shootout where you just came down pit road instead of finishing the stage to get your black flag cleared? That was like that 1-lap shootout to finish the stage, right?
Yes.
That was a smart play because that got your black flag cleared and got you... You had already come down pit road before the to serve that before the yellow came out, so you were able to get it cleared and come down pit road and get all of that out of the way so you had a good, clean start for stage 2. That was well played. And I know you hit the wall. Did you have toe damage at one point you had to fix, or at least some level of damage, I would assume? I know on stage 1 I remember you hitting the wall, not super hard, but enough. I figured you had at least some level of damage.
Lil damage.
Okay, I thought so. Well, you did well getting that car fixed up, because that number 5 Chevrolet...
1 meter.
1 minute, okay. Yeah, that's a fair little bit of damage. Luckily, this track's big enough you can get all of that fixed up. You did an incredible job keeping that car clean the second half of the race and keeping the race pace up. You started smooth, kept it smooth, never really saw you getting loose. Looked like you had a really good handle on it tonight.
I did.
Well done. That was a very impressive run. Congratulations on your victory. Well raced, well played. I'll send you back now, but enjoy your victory lane. Looked like you had a pretty good burnout going with 3 of the other guys there.
I ran different lines.
I noticed you were moving around a little and trying... I assume, was that to keep the tires fresh? Or were you trying to throw the aero block on the guys and try to take the nose off their... or the air off their nose? What was the goal there?
Both.
Both. Okay, I was wondering if it was one or the other or both. Well, you certainly played your cards right tonight because it's landed you in victory lane. Great driving. Well done, my friend. Well-earned victory.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I'll send you back to the chat now. Enjoy your victory lane celebration. That was your winner, Derek Hilker. Disconnect the TTS bot now. Oh, he's going to type something else that's going to come back. Oh, no. I guess not. Yes, that was your winner. I was going to pull in second place, which was... where's he at? Xavier Sanchez. He is gone out of the lobby, though. Frank also not in the lobby. So, nobody in the top 3 other than Hilker available for interviews tonight. But that's all right. I will go ahead and just call it a night. So, definitely some good racing. I think that's one of the better track and car combos. Oh, hey, you're here in spirit. You're in the Twitch chat. Awesome. Well, I'll do, if you don't care, I'll do you a little quick interview here. I know you weren't able to get the win tonight. Whoops.
Lizard,
oh.
lizard.
Hello, Nathan. Good to see you in chat. Xavier, I know you were running towards the back there most of the back half of stage 2. Was that in an effort to save tires, or were you just struggling for speed right off the start on the short run? I'm kind of curious if that was planned or if that was just the way the cards were falling for you tonight. Hopefully he's still in chat and can respond to that. Mainly to save fuel since it was going to be close, but also tires. Okay, I was wondering about that. Who joined? I can't see who's in my call. Oh, Derek's back. Hello, Derek. Welcome back into the call. I'm still live right now, just so you know. Mainly save fuel since you're going to be close on tires. Saved mainly the entire race besides the stage end. Well, I know you were able to save until you got to the stage end and get it home. And well done on the stage win tonight. You did very well there. And second place in the points. You definitely had a very good points night despite not getting the win. That saving strategy and keeping your nose clean for the most part tonight really played to your advantage. That was well played. I was wondering if it was strategy or if it was just short run troubles. Strategy does make more sense. I had a hunch that's what it was. Definitely a lot of chaos out of there tonight, but was it a fun race to run with all of the back and forth and the ebb and flow of drivers being able to pass? Because passing seemed like it was really good. I saved a little too much, but then I couldn't get by Frank in time. That was the best battle on track all night, though. You and Frank, I think, went for about 15 laps. Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. You just could not seem to get the move done on him. You'd get right there, and he'd pull out just enough to stay ahead of you, lap after lap. I know that must have been frustrating, but I'll tell you what, from a viewership standpoint, That was awesome racing to watch. That was, I mean, it was clean, it was respectful, but you guys were pushing each other to your limits. That was so much fun to watch. At one point, I was trying to push him to get closer to Derek. I even mentioned that I thought you might have been trying to work with him and use him to your advantage since you couldn't pass. Nothing I did was in a bad way, by the way. Oh, no, I'm not saying that at all. That's what I'm saying. You guys, you raced really hard, but you were also doing it the right way. Respectfully, clean, trying to make good, honest speed passes on each other, which was just so much fun to watch you trade blow for blow for blow. It's just like watching two boxers just absolutely just clock each other shot after shot and keep coming back for more. That's the best way you can hope for a battle. It was so much fun to watch. And I had a hunch you were trying to push him to try to help yourself out since you couldn't quite get by him easily. And for a minute I thought it was going to work. You picked up a couple tenths, but then you couldn't keep it rolling. And I'm like, oh man, I was hoping to see something kind of come back with that. It was really interesting. Whew, what a race. But well earned tonight. Good stage win, good second place. Certainly, I know second place is always frustrating since it's one short of the big goal, but man, that's about the second best night you can have in points short of winning the race. So certainly nothing to be too upset about. Whoa, hey. About knocked that over. That would have been bad. But either way, that'll end it for us
Derek
tonight.
said I was clutching and shooting it off on pace laps it to save gas too. I had 6 left at end after finish line.
So Derek was saving as well. Smart man. I was wondering, I forgot to check the fuel mileage. I didn't know how close it was going to be. And it's interesting to know you guys were that close on fuel for the whole race. I knew you had to, I figured you were probably close on gas. I just didn't realize it was that close. That's nuts to be that close to fuel. You had 6 laps. Right? Like 6 full laps, or do you mean 0.6 of a lap? Because that's what I'm wondering.
.0 left.
Okay, so he had 6 full laps left, so you had plenty in the tank still. So you were saving real well. That's interesting. 75% fuel. Yeah, I knew it was limited, and I knew we didn't have full fuel tanks, but I didn't know how far the cars could go on 75% fuel. For all I knew, I'm like, 75% fuel could get us to, 30 laps or 60. I wasn't sure about how many laps 75% could do, and that's where I forgot to check before the race. I usually look, and I just straight up forgot. And I'm going, man, fuel strategy is going to be interesting tonight if I have to look, because I genuinely don't know. But definitely good racing from all of our competitors tonight. Super fun battle to watch. And we look forward to seeing you guys hopefully next weekend. We have on Friday night, of course. Let me get these leaderboards out of the way. We're done with those now. Next weekend, March 13th, Late Model Tour on Friday night will be the late models at South Boston. 125 lap shootout. Cautions now count, just for the sake of getting these races done in, a reasonable amount of time. So that should be a fun race to watch. And then, of course, next Saturday night, it's our Variety Touring Championship coming back. And next weekend will be Big Bad Talladega, the super speedway itself in the Truck Series. So we've got a fun one coming for you next week. Some short track fender beating and banging options. And of course some bumper bashing options, as the tough trucks will start to find their way in the draft next weekend, which should be fun. And then, of course, we've still got ARCA at Vegas, which are always fun. Lots of good grip there, but big tire fall off with those General tires they run in the ARCA series. The Charlotte Roval in the GR86 and MX-5. Auto Club in the Dallara IR18s. That's right, we're running the Indy cars again, but we're going to run them at Auto Club. Give our drivers a little bit more track width, and hopefully avoid the wreckfest like we had at Indy last year. So it's kind of our last experiment with the IR18 to see if we can make them work, or if we're just going to abandon open wheel. So we'll be curious to see how that one goes. Rockingham back in the trucks again, and then in between there we'll be having our GT4 race, and then of course the rest of our season as it continues on, you can see on screen. So for everybody here at the CSC Racing League, my name is Soji Sakata. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a great night. Enjoy your Sunday. Hopefully you enjoy the NASCAR race if you tune in tomorrow, or if you're like me, hopefully you enjoy a nice round of golf beforehand, or whatever you enjoy. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you here next weekend. Have a great night.